Hello everyone! My name is Cleo, and today I have a very, very, very special book to read with you. It's called A Kid's Guide to Coronavirus. Coronavirus, that's a word we've been hearing a lot lately, haven't we? We hear it in the news, we hear grown-ups say it as they go by, we hear it at school if we go to school. And I think it's really important that we figure out what exactly coronavirus is. So look at these kiddos. They've got some questions about it. We're going to open up our book and learn about coronavirus, learn about COVID. A Kid's Guide to Coronavirus. Do you see this kid right here? They're dressed up like a hero, like a superhero. So the thing about COVID is that it gives each and every single one of us the chance to be a hero for others in our community. We can all work together to try to help keep each other safe, like real superheroes. Some of the things we need to do to keep each other safe. We should wash our hands or sanitize if we can't wash our hands. Wear a mask when we leave our house. This is my mask. I have lots. This is just one of my favorites. And the last thing is keeping a distance from other people, social distancing. That's a tricky term. Social distancing. If you play hockey, you have to keep the length of a hockey stick from people you don't live with. Or the length of 3 ducks. Quack, quack. I read that in a park one time. Let's get started. You probably know about a lot of different ways to be sick. You may know about colds, when you cough and sneeze a lot. You may know about strep throat, when it hurts to swallow. Or you might know about ear infections, when inside your ear hurts. Those are all different ways that we might get sick. See, this little person is so sick. They're not feeling well. Not feeling well at all. Most sicknesses have been around for a long time. Scientists and doctors and all the grown-up helpers know just what to do to make people feel better. Can you think of some things that help people when they are sick? When I'm sick, I like to drink lots of water, lots of tea, and get lots of rest. That's some of the things that I do when I'm sick. Can you think of some things that help people when they're feeling sick? This book is about a certain sickness. It's called COVID-19 or coronavirus. Same thing, 2 names, COVID-19 or coronavirus, and there it is. Grown-ups have been talking about it a lot. You may have heard about it on a TV or online. What do you know about COVID already? And caregivers, this is a really important question because it lets you know if your kiddos have any misconceptions about what COVID is or is not. So this is a really important discussion question. What do you know about it already? What do you already know about COVID? A lot of kids have questions about coronavirus. And without getting good answers, they might feel confused or even scared. This book will help answer those questions. I know it answered some questions for me. I feel less scared and less confused because the more you learn about something, the less scary it feels. The more you understand something or someone, the less you feel afraid of it. And the more you know how to keep yourself and other people safe. This coronavirus is a new sickness. Grown-ups don't know as much about it as they'd like. But here is what they do know. Coronavirus is contagious. Let me hear that again. Coronavirus is contagious. That means it can get people sick by moving from one person's body to another person's body when they touch each other or when they spend time close together. It's contagious. So it spreads from person to person when you're really close to another person, or if you touch something that maybe someone sick touched and left germs on. Coronavirus can move from you to someone else before you even start to feel sick. Many people who get sick with coronavirus have a fever, a dry cough, and a little trouble breathing. Most of the time, breathing feels really easy for most people. A lot of people that get coronavirus have a tough time. They feel like their chest is just so tight, it's hard to breathe. Anyone can get sick from coronavirus. It can cause big problems for people, for older people, or for people who have other health issues. You know, maybe people who get sick a lot, or people who are really, really old, like maybe your grandparents or your older neighbor. So it's very important to understand coronavirus and know how to keep those people especially safe as well as yourself. Oh, on to the next page. Because coronavirus is such a new sickness, doctors and scientists are working really hard to learn how to help people get better and make the coronavirus go away. In fact, everyone can help out. You, me, your caregiver, your best friend, your stuffy, every single person can help. All of us can help. You can do a lot to stop coronavirus from making other people sick. Can you think of any things that you already do to make a difference? To be a hero? Do you wash your hands really often? I sure hope so. I do. Do you use hand sanitizer when you're outside your house and you need to clean your hands? I sure hope so. If you have to go into the store, or maybe if you're playing at the park, do you wear a mask if you can? I hope so. And if you can't wear a mask, that's okay. Maybe you're under 2, or maybe something is going on with your body that doesn't let you wear a mask, but you can still help with masks so you can remind other people to wear their masks, right? Of course. Of course. And you can still help because you can remind people to social distance. Stay the length of a hockey stick away from me. Just need a little bit of space if you're not in my bubble, which doesn't mean we can't play together. It just means we have to play games where there's space between us. Like tag with a pool noodle, or red light, green light, or all kinds of different games. There are lots of games. Be creative. Think of games you can play with where you can still social distance. You can wash your hands often with soap and water. Some people sing the ABCs while they do it. What about you? Do you sing a song? What song do you sing while you wash your hands? I don't remember what I sing anymore. I just count to 30 now, I think. I count to 30. So if you just really like counting, you can just count to 30 and scrub, 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 scrub until you hit 30 and then give it a good rinse. You can also cover your coughs and sneezes with your elbow or a tissue and try not to touch your face a lot. So you cough like this, you sneeze, achoo, like this into your elbow. Or if you have a tissue, that instead. And then try not to touch your face too much when you're out and playing. You clean your hands first. That's really all it is. You have to clean your hands first. You can find fun ways to help too. Maybe you could paint a picture for your friend or for me, your friend. You could paint a picture for me or make a movie of your new dance moves to give grandma or your neighbor or your parents a giggle. You could write funny jokes. You could draw silly pictures. You could do chalk drawings on the sidewalk for your neighbors to see. Or you could hang a sign in your window to brighten someone's day. I know that when I go on walks in my neighborhood, I love to see rainbows in the window. It makes me really, really happy, and that helps me feel better. Until scientists have found out how to make coronavirus go away for good, you and your family might have to make some other bigger changes. You might need to stay away from crowded places. This is because crowds make it easy for coronavirus to spread to more people and make them sick. And that's why we have to social distance. That's why we keep space from us and other people who don't live in our house. Because crowds make it easy for the coronavirus to spread, which means way more people could get sick. And we don't want anyone to get sick. And I don't want you or me to get sick. So that's why we social distance. For the same reason, your parents, your caregivers, might not work as much. Or they might try to work from home on their computer. You might not be able to go to school or play with friends. Or school might look really, really different now than it did before. You might see people wear masks when they go outside. This is my mask. What color is your mask? Does it have any patterns on it, like flowers or the Paw Patrol pups? Or maybe you have a Elsa mask? I don't know. You might even get a mask of your own. Superheroes wear masks to protect their secret identities. Shh, secret. Now, super people everywhere are wearing masks to protect each other from the coronavirus. See, we can all be heroes. Feel free to wear a cape with your mask too. I think that's pretty fun. These bigger changes can be hard. What do you think some hard parts might be? Some of the hard parts for me are that I don't get to see my mom and dad as much anymore in person. If I want to see them, I have to call them on my phone. And that's not as much fun for me as seeing them in person. That's something that's pretty hard for me and my friends too. I miss them. That's a little bit hard for me. These bigger changes can be kind of nice too. What do you think some nice parts about all these changes because of coronavirus could be? What are some of the nice things that are different? Well, for me, one of the nice parts is that I'm spending a lot more time enjoying nature and enjoying the city and going for walks and exercising and being outside. That's really, really nice for me. I'm enjoying that part of it. So there are parts that are kind of hard and scary. And there are parts that are kind of nice and relaxing. That's the tricky thing about this situation, is that there's so many different parts of it. Some of it is nice and some of it is not so nice. So you have to take the nice parts and enjoy it as much as you can. And remember that the hard parts are temporary. That means they're not going to last forever. It's not going to be hard forever. Other things are staying exactly the same. Your grown-ups are still in charge of taking care of you. They still love you. They're still your boss. They're still in charge of taking care of you. And it's still your job to be a kid, which means you still need to learn, play, and spend time with your family. What else is staying the same? I'm still doing a lot of learning like I was before. I'm still learning now. I'm still talking to all my friends and family, just like before. I call them on the phone, I call them on FaceTime or on my computer. I'm still talking to everyone. Some things are even just the same. Some things didn't change at all. And if you ever have questions or want to talk, your grown-ups are here to help you and listen. No sickness can ever change that. And if your grown-up maybe doesn't feel like talking or you want to talk to a different grown-up, you could call East End Children's Center on our hours of availability and just talk to us and let us know how you're doing and how you're feeling and what you're excited about and what you're confused about and what you're nervous about. Everything. We miss you. We want to hear from you. We want you to stay safe and we want you to enjoy being a kid. Okay. Bye, guys. Until next time.